Hey, welcome back, welcome to a brand new video. If you're new here, my name is Amelia and I upload all kinds of book content, all kind of reading vlogs, you name it. And if you're not new here, then welcome back, welcome to the madness. Before we get into this video, if you do enjoy this kind of content, then you know what to do. Thumbs up, comment down below, subscribe, follow my social medias that are linked in the description, and without further ado, let's just get on with it. If you guys haven't read the title, then you wouldn't know, but I'm guessing you have because you clicked on this video. We are back with our October wrap-up and our November TBR. First of all, how are we about to be in November? Actually, when you're watching this, we'll be in November. How are we in November? Like, we're a month away from December, which is Christmas month. But it is now the month where it is acceptable to watch Christmas films, in my head. Anyway, we are here with a wrap-up of TBR, and I'm excited to talk about these books. October was a good reading month in the terms of ratings. In the terms of reading, probably not as it's definitely not as many as September, but I'm okay with that. I still read 4 books, and that's pretty good. So shall we just get on with it? So the first book I read in the month of October, was Behind the Net by Stephanie Archer. Finally, this was on so many TBRs this year. It also was my book club pick for a month and I didn't read it. I think it was the first pick I picked for second pick. It was the first voted pick of the month, and I never when I started my book club, but I finally read it. I actually really enjoyed this book. This follows, oh my god, names? Pippa and Jamie. I really enjoyed this book. I really enjoyed the story. It's definitely Grumpy versus Sunshine. Pippa becomes Jamie's assistant and they form a connection. They also went to school, the same high school, which forms a little bit of another connection, which is it's great. I actually really enjoyed this book. I gave it a 4.25 stars. It wasn't giving me like the full, oh my god, I'm obsessed, I love this book vibe. I just really enjoyed the book. It did also take me quite a while to get through, but I did enjoy it and cannot wait for the fake out, which is Hazel and one of the guys we meet in this book's video. I can't remember his name. I want to say Archie, but I don't think that's the name. Rory. Hazel and Rory's book. So I'm excited. So 4.25 for this book. Also, bear in mind, this is also for a video coming up, I think this month. So a few weeks from now, you'll see the video where I read these books in. But yeah, we then read Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez. I thoroughly enjoyed this. I was obsessed. I loved it. Wouldn't say I just, oh, what am I thinking? Am I okay? What? I really enjoyed this book. I think Brianna was an amazing character in the book, but Jacob was the best male character I've ever read. He was so diverse, he suffers with anxiety, and it was so well written. His anxiety was so well written, and I was like, I love this man so much. And I honestly can't tell you how much I wish he was a real life character, a real life person more like, not a character, because honestly I just love him and I need him. He is the ultimate book boyfriend. I love him, and I gave this book a 5 stars. I think the mental health representation was so good. Abby Jimenez knows how to write good mental health. Enjoyed it. Like I said, I gave it 5 stars. I would definitely recommend this book to anyone and everyone. It was written so well, and the mental health part was written so well in this, as well as the stories. There was Brianna was getting divorced and I met Jacob when he first started, and there was so much tension there, and over time they wrote letters to each other. The letters was what I loved, but they stopped that, so they didn't keep that. I then read Wildfire for the same video. This book I was so shocked at because I didn't love Icebreaker. I soft DNF'd it at first, and then I ended up reading it for my 24 hours of reading, and I enjoyed it, but it was so, like, no, I didn't like the first 40%. The first 40% was literally just smut, and I was like, okay, this is going to be exactly the same, but luckily it wasn't. I actually thoroughly enjoyed this book. I loved Russ and Aurora. I loved the idea. They had a one night stand, and then she walked out and left it at that. They end up having to be counsellors together, and there's a rule that there's no fraternising, they can't date. So Russ and Aurora, they form a friendship. Anyway, I really enjoyed this book. I loved it. I gave it a 4.75 stars. I loved it so much. I didn't want to put it down. I was so excited to continue reading it every time, to the point where I binged it one night for the last 40%. I then read a book that I'd been apprehensive about reading, I'd been worried about reading, and I knew that, like, oh, I don't know if I would like it or not, so I kept putting it off. And then I finally decided to I was doing a mood reading time, wasn't reading for a video. I was like, you know what, I'm just going to read a book for the fun of it. So I picked up The Inheritance Game by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, and when I tell you, I quickly became hooked on this book. It was so good. Like, the story, the murder mystery, not the murder mystery, like the little game they had to play in it. Oh my god, I was obsessed. I just couldn't put it down. Like, the chapters are so short that you just wanted to read to find out what was going to happen, to the point where I just got through the book so quickly, and I loved it. I honestly loved it. I will read it. I want to read it again in a heartbeat. I just want to... But I also know the story of what happened in this book, so I can't wait to get on to the rest of the series. But this was so big. This follows a girl called Avery who inherits the Hawthorne family's like house and business and stuff, and she didn't know the guy who sadly passed away, who is the Hawthorne brothers' Hawthorne brothers' grandfather, and like they didn't really inherit anything considering, and grandfather gave everything to Avery, and there's a whole game in between it. Like, they got given a letter, and there's a game in between it, and they're finding it out, and in that time figuring out things. And the ending of this book left it on a bit of a cliffhanger, so I cannot wait to read the next one. I gave this a 4.5 stars. I loved it. I loved it so much. But that is all the books from October. So we're going to move on to our November TBR. It's a bit of a long one, and actually I'm not doing a TBR jar because I've got 2 videos with these specific books. That's 5 books for a video, and then I just put some other books that I kind of want to read, and one of the books, I've got 2 books, out of one of them I might be choosing from, so I don't know which one I want to read yet. Okay, so for the November TBR, we've got quite a few books on here. So the first 2 are ones I'm actually filming a video for. I'm currently in the middle of filming a video for Bookmas, so actually, I think all the videos I'm going to be filming now are for Bookmas, which is quite exciting. I don't know why I did that. So make sure you're subscribed and ready for that, because next month's content is going to be insane. There is going to be so much content that you're probably going to get sick of me. I am going to be uploading 12 days in a row, not in a row, so every other day of December, from the 2nd of December I will be uploading a video for you guys at 6 PM for Bookmas, and then for the new year it'll be 2 videos a week. So I'm just working out my days of when I want to upload. So yeah, anyway, the first 2 books I am reading for a video coming up in Bookmas. One of the books that is Caravel by Stephanie Garber. This is the first book in the Caravel trilogy, and I'm very excited to get into it. I am scared because I know everyone said you should have read this before Once Upon a Broken Heart. I didn't have that series before Once Upon a Broken Heart, and I just wanted to read Once Upon a Broken Heart. So I finished that series this year, and I was like, okay, I now need to read Caravel. So this is the first one of the books I need to read. We'll be reading within the week. I need to finish it by next weekend, so yeah. I then have Across the Line that I'm currently reading. I'm like 33% of the way through. I'm not loving it. I'm really struggling. I'm not sure if I'm in a slump, but like the idea of reading Caravel is making me excited. So I don't know if I'm in a slump or if I just am not enjoying this book. So I think I might be softening and effing it and picking it back up when like I filmed all my Bookmas content, who knows, or maybe at the end of it, or I might pick it back up at the end of that video, depending. You will see in Bookmas if I pick it back up or not, but I'm just not 100% sure. So yeah, it is an F1 romance. That's all I know. This is a non-fiction. It's a self-help book in some ways you want to call it, but I just want to read it so bad. And it is Buy Yourself the Damn Flowers by Tam Kerr. I'm not saying I'm going to read the whole thing in one go, but I do want to like actually sit down and read this book, because I have fallen in love with Tam Kerr's YouTube channel this weekend when I'm filming this, and like I just really wanted to get her book, because all the stuff she talks about on her YouTube and everything is stuff that I'm trying to embrace a lot more. So I feel like this is going to really help me embrace it, and I'm so excited. And something you've got to look forward to in Bookmas is a solo date, my first ever solo date diaries video. I am creating a series where I do solo date diaries, where it's kind of learning to love yourself, doing stuff on your own and going on like your own solo date, whether it's to the cinema, whether it's to dinner, whether it is to a musical or to a whole day out in London. I'm going to be starting that series from Bookmas, so keep your eyes out and make sure you're subscribed. But yeah, gonna read that. The X-Files by Jessica Joyce. This book has been making its rounds recently. Everyone is talking about it, and I'm like, I want to know why everyone loves this book so much. Okay, cool. We know why. But I don't have high hopes for me getting to it because of the other books that I got to read for other videos. Now we're getting on to books like for a video. The first two are ones I'm toying between, so only one of these is going to get read. But the first one is Unravel Me by Tara Maffey. This is the second actual book in the Shatter Me series. I read Shatter Me in November time, October last year. I haven't read this since. And I won't lie to you, I don't have that urge to want to pick it up, which is bad because I bought the whole series because I was obsessed with the book when I first read it. Well, not obsessed, but I did enjoy it, so I was like, I'm going to buy the whole series. I don't know why I did that. Someone tell me why I did that. Because now I have all these books and I've only read one of them, and I don't have the urge to want to read this one. I feel like I need a recap of what happened in the first one to pick this one up. Then we have The Assassin's Blade, which is the third book, but the prequel book in the Throne of Glass series. Again, I need to get into this because I want to at least read the first three this year, and then next year I can read Air of Fire and move on to the rest. I'm trying to be slow with this book because I don't want to like rush into it. So I have a feeling I'll probably pick this one up over Unravel Me, but yeah. Then we have Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. This is the sixth Harry Potter book, and it means I'm near the end, and I don't know how I feel about that, but I absolutely love these books, and I love the cover. I don't really want to I know not everyone loves J.K. Rowling, but I do love the Harry Potter books, so I will be reading Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince in the month of November. And that means I have one more to read, which I'll try and read in December. So I can say I finished them all in 2024, considering I started it in 2022. Then, if you couldn't guess, obviously what's on the TBR, it's The Hawthorne Legacy, which is the second book in the Inheritance Game trilogy series. I guess it's not trilogy anymore, because they've got the Brothers Hawthorne and the Brothers Gambit or something like that. Something Gambit, I don't know. But, just the Final Gambit, maybe that's what it is. I think I've got another one coming up though. But I am very excited to get to this book, to find out what happens next. I've heard people say that the second one wasn't as good as the first, which makes me really worried. I've also got pins and needles on my foot and I can feel it, and it actually feels like someone's cutting my foot. Brilliant. But I am really enjoying this. Like I said, I really enjoyed the first book, so I can't wait to read the second. It's making me so excited. And then we have some two cute festive books, because I have to do a video where I read two, well I don't have to, but I've chosen to do a video where I read two Christmas books for Bookmas, obviously. So the first one is, if I can pick it up, these were meant to be read last year, so I actually need to read them this year. And it's A Merry Little Meet Cute by Julie Murphy and Sierra Simone. I'm only going to read two just because I know that I'm not a massive person who loves to read all these festive books at once. So I'm only going to read two and then maybe read some more in December, who knows. But it's A Merry Little Meet Cute by Julie Murphy and Sierra Simone. I'm excited. Let's get to it. Well, we'll get to it. And then finally we have All I Want for Christmas by Maggie Knox. I've heard good things about this, so I'm quite excited to get to this one as well. I'm excited to have some Christmas books to read. So yeah. But my camera is flashing at me because the battery is running out. So if you did enjoy this video, then please give it a thumbs up. Please comment down below. Please subscribe. And I will see you again very soon with another video.